So, on a completely different frame of view, we're going to do some comparisons today. So on your assignment, you've got 2 Venn diagrams. The first Venn diagram you are going to fill out with me as I'm filling out this one about Penny and Lucy, okay? We're going to have 3 points on each side. You need to have all 3. And then we're going to have a couple of similarities in the middle. When we're talking about Venn diagrams, the 2 sides are going to be points that are unique to that person or that thing that you're comparing. The stuff in the middle is what applies to both. So, for example, I can say that both Penny and Lucy are dogs, right? We'll draw their little paws here. Kind of looks more like a bear, but you know what I'm saying. They're both dogs, right? Penny is a dog and Lucy is a dog. Now, we know that Lucy is a Great Dane, right? Penny is not a Great Dane, so Great Dane has to go on Lucy's side of our Venn diagram. Just in case you were wondering, and we're going to put it on Penny's side. Penny, I believe she's an Australian Shepherd. Hold on, I gotta spell it right. There we go. Australian Shepherd. I believe that's how you spell the dog breed. We rescued her, so we're not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what she is. Okay? Lucy is not that dog, that type of dog. So we're putting it just on Penny's side. Okay? Let's see, what else do they have in common? They are both black and white. Okay? Something about Lucy. She's gotten that training, right? We've talked about her training. Has gotten training. And let's see, what else can we say about Lucy? We'll come back to Lucy in a second. Oh, we'll say that Lucy stays in her crate during the day. Okay? Penny, if we're talking about staying in the crate, Penny roams the house during the day. She has a little bit more trust. Okay. One thing about both of the dogs, they are both girls. Okay. We need one more thing about Penny. Let's see. Penny has a fluffy tail. I don't know that I've ever shown you guys a picture that shows her tail, but she's got a fluffy tail. So, a couple things I want to point out to you. Again, remember, this whole side is all Lucy. Okay? None of these things can apply to Penny at all. Penny's never been trained. Penny's not a Great Dane. She doesn't stay in her crate during the day. Does not apply to Penny at all. Same thing over here. All of these things are just Penny. Okay? None of those things can apply to Lucy. We think Penny's an Australian Shepherd. I'm going to put a question mark. We think Penny's an Australian Shepherd. She has a fluffy tail. Lucy does not have a fluffy tail. She has a long, skinny tail. And Penny roams the house during the day. Okay? Now, while some of these are related, like we have dog breeds up here and we have where they are during the day, it doesn't have to be related. So like your first point doesn't always have to be related to each other. And then this part in the middle, what I wrote in green, is what they have in common. So they're both dogs, they're both black and white, and they're both girls. Okay? So what you're going to do today on your assignment is that you are going to compare the 2 candidates for class president. You're going to go to your Journeys book online on page 102, and you're going to compare the 2 candidates. I believe they're on pages 103 and 104, if I remember correctly. And you're going to compare them. One of them is named Natasha, and the other one is Jared. So on one side, you're going to write about just Natasha. On the other side, you're going to write about just Jared. And then in the middle, I'd like you to come up with 2 similarities about them, okay? Super important, does not have to be in complete sentences for today, but remember, each side has to apply to just that person, and the stuff in the middle is for both. If you have any questions, please, please, please log on to my office hours today at 3:30. I would be happy to go through this with you, and we can talk about the candidates and find comparisons and differences between the two candidates. Make sure that you have these written down or typed into your practice Venn diagram on slide number 4, so that when you start on slide number 5, you are very comfortable with putting all of the pieces of the puzzle together. That's all that I've got for today's reading lesson. Deuces.